There's something that said between 2020 and 2022, ADHD diagnosis has nearly doubled in women aged 30 to 49 years old. More women over 50 years old also found out they had ADHD. So it seems like there's been a bit of a resurgence of, I'm sure, like you said, in males as well, but particularly in females in that little bit of like a middle age bracket where these diagnoses are coming out. And I think because more people are talking about it, and then all of a sudden there's a lot of women who, like you, had questions, couldn't understand why, they were, as you put it, defective in certain areas. And then, yeah, all of a sudden they've seen this and been like, well, maybe that's me, and gotten some answers.
Yeah, and I guess like in my case too, I had done so much work on the health front to eat well, to exercise, to get my levels back in the areas that were deficient. Like I'd, really exhausted those avenues and I still couldn't understand it.
Yeah.
So that's why like it was, really interesting to get that knowledge.
And I guess too, being diagnosed with depression like over 10 years ago as well, like for a long time, I'm sure some of those symptoms you probably would have related to depression, and maybe now you've realized that that's not necessarily the case.
That one's complex and definitely it's different for every person. So I know lots of people who were initially diagnosed with depression or anxiety and that was a misdiagnosis. They since got an ADHD diagnosis and the psychiatrist was like, no, I think this was misdiagnosed initially. In my case, it's comorbidity. So I do still have anxiety and depression in alignment with ADHD. That was really important to me when I got my diagnosis, to have a holistic view and have everything looked into, because I was like, well, this has been successfully treated now, but, was it misdiagnosed? Was it an overlap? So I was like very particular about finding a psychiatrist who was going to look at the holistic picture and through all my history.
Well, yeah, I guess it's like you said, it's different for every person, but there are a lot of different things that overlap, right? That both